Hi there. This is a how-to guide for the DIG Ohio State Constitution Structured Academic Controversy, or SAC. So in my 8th grade American history class, we have been leading up to this culminating SAC by doing a close study of what citizenship means, what are the privileges and the rights of citizenship. This is an example. I have these posted. If you are a Worthington teacher, I do have these posted under our shared drive in topic 4 about Western expansion, and this is all posted there. If you're not, feel free to reach out to me and I can provide any of this to you. So we've done a close study of this word, and this is helpful for all students, but especially EL students, lots of different students, just to see this structure of a vocab study. We have also watched the first episode of the Netflix show Amend, all about the 14th Amendment. And that was helpful because Amend is all about the Citizenship Amendment. It really gives kids a concrete visual and founding founding generation all the way through Reconstruction, long scale, big view of what citizenship means and the struggle that many have endured to claim the rights of citizenship. So we've watched that. We have talked about the word citizenship. They also I love that it features the story of Frederick Douglass in the first episode. That is really impactful for students. So when we begin our SAC, I started class with having students write on their desks using whiteboard markers. And I asked them to do a reflection answering these first 2 questions. How do we organize ourselves in society, and why do we organize ourselves in society? I give them 2 minutes to do a straight write, and then I'll give them a minute to share in a structured way their answers with their table partners. I, in my classroom, am a 1, 2, 3, 4, and so I had them go in that order. And then after we've had a discussion, I've heard one table's answers. I randomly selected a table, and then I asked for maybe 2 more additional volunteers for students who are really enthusiastic about sharing. Then I had them write a 3rd question down, and I simply asked them, what is their definition of freedom? What does freedom mean? Same process. I only gave them a minute. I had them share. I went backwards this time, 4, 3, 2, 1 for sharing out to their table mates. And this gives you an opportunity to have classes explore the spectrum of freedom. What does freedom mean? And you'll expand that definition for your classes, because chances are many of them have a narrow definition of what that means, and you'll expand that through conversation. So once we've had that conversation, then I do a brief mini lesson on the Northwest Ordinance of 1787. I will play them this video from number 86, and I believe this is produced by the Federalist Society. And this is a helpful video. It's made for law students, but it's accessible for middle schoolers to explain the purpose, the intention of the Northwest Ordinance of 1787. And then I show them this visual, and I really bring Jefferson into the conversation, because we've talked about how Jefferson writes into the Declaration of Independence the goal of life for the United States to be a place where you can achieve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I bring that into their definition of freedom. And then it also gives us opportunities to talk about who is moving into the territory of the state of Ohio. Who did Jefferson envision moving into the state? What did he envision that they would be doing, or their economy would look like? We can also discuss conflicts with the native populations, indigenous populations that were already in the state at that time. For us in Worthington, that brings unique opportunities for us to discuss men like Thomas Worthington and James Kilbourne. So this was also very helpful. And I would say up to this point, this was about close to a half of a class period for us. Then we get to finally introducing them to the SAC documents. So as students come into my room, my procedure for SAC documents is they will see my daily agenda slide and they will see that I am asking them to grab the paper documents that I've printed for them and hole punched for them. And then if I have my note here that they're going to need annotation tools, they know that that means a pencil and then 1 to 2 highlighters. In this case, it's 2. I have a whole big pack of highlighters that I purchased on Amazon for kids to borrow if they need to. And I specifically say you need these 2 highlighters, 2 different colors. My choices were yellow and blue. And so they know that they need to have that out on their desk. So once they have both of their documents packets, I will also let them know that the documents are called their student questions, the question packet, and then also the documents packet. These are 2 separate packets. We're going to start with the question packet. So I'm going to have them flip to the second to the last page where they see the structured academic controversy, big bold letters, and the SAC question. I'm going to have them first note with some kind of marking that this is the central historical question of our lesson. Was Ohio a free state before the Civil War? And you might notice that you'll have some interesting conversations with students who maybe think that they already know the answer to this question based on their prior knowledge. And that's when you can remind them that the purpose of an SAC is to expand our thinking and to think like a historian. And then this is where I will model on our board where my highlight selections. So I chose yellow to represent the Team A position. Yes, Ohio was a free state before the Civil War, and blue is my B. No, Ohio was not a free state before the Civil War. It's really important that you give kids that visual first, so you lay that key and that rule for them as they read the documents. They remember their color selection and emphasizing that these kind of need to be out on their desk, ready to go at any given moment as we read documents. So now we're going to go to the front page of their documents packet. And I'm asking students to give themselves a quick key at the top of the document packet to remind themselves, wait, what color did I code for each potential thesis position? Yellow, yes, free state. Blue, no, not free state. And then you're going to proceed just as you normally would with any DIG SAC activity. And what is really great about this SAC is there's a lot of opportunity to overlap even in one entry on a timeline. I see that one section of this might indicate that this is blue, not a free state, and then one section is yellow, yes, free state. Even you might get a green entry because you'll find that students can justify that a particular sentence or entry could be potentially serve either one of those positions. So it is also kind of essential and helpful if students have already done the DIG SAC procedure. I wouldn't recommend this for any class that hasn't done the procedure yet. And I think that is all. And ultimately you'll get to that final piece with an SAC where students are asked to take a position, they're asked to discuss, come to a consensus, and then write. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. It's espeicher@wscloud.org. Have a great day.